Nimbin. It's based on a peace town. It's based on peace, but there is no peace here at all. There's not one piece of peace. You've got these plastic gangsters harassing every single person that walks up and down the street to buy these small, scrawny little deals of marijuana, ripping everyone off. People coming from all over the world getting ripped off, getting their throats choked. And these guys are that weak and pathetic. It's just a joke. And the rest of Nimbin is based on a money-making town. That's all it's based on. It's not based on love. It's not based on peace. It's a few people try and promote it, but it just doesn't exist. There's no peace here. If you want to see an angry hippie, just come to Nimbin, and you'll see hundreds of them. It's a good place to stay away from. That's all I've got to say.
In the old days, it was all rainbow people, dreadlocks, feathers in their hair, hugs all round. It was all about just the beauty of sharing marijuana, and then the hard drugs came in, and the crime gangs and the skinheads, and everybody's paranoid about being flogged and their home being invaded, and it's got to stop. Something that's important to know about the boss and I is we've both been military trained. We've both got discipline. We both know what it is to stand by our brothers in battle. Every single day we face men ripping fence posts off and smashing cars, kicking doors in, threatening to punch people out, young men with their faces smashed in the street. Every single day we are brothers in arms. Every single day. Now, 9 years ago, I had a shop in Sydney, and I took a stance there against chemical drugs and people that dealt heroin to children. And I warned a man 3 times that if he dealt heroin to underage people, that I was eventually going to punch him in the mouth because I've had enough. And he kept doing it, so I grabbed him and I held his head in the storm drain and I explained to him the error of his ways, and I gave him a short one. And the police came down and they tried to talk him out of it, but eventually he filed charges and I was found guilty. And the police have turned a blind eye to that. But because I didn't turn up to court, that's the issue. Today we're going to Byron because in this world, the system currently running the planet believes that if you smoke marijuana, if you engage in those sorts of activities, and you start to witness the spirit world, see angels, and your third eye opens up, that something happens in your consciousness that they're afraid of. And so they bring in laws and rules and judgments upon their fellow mankind to control us. And I'm trying to stand up to the gangsters, the bad ones, the really evil dudes. And the law is calling me crazy. I'm the nut because I'm standing up to them. So that's my way out, is to say that I believe in angels, which is the truth. So as long as I tell the truth, I get away with any perceptions of illegality, which in my view are incorrect in the first place, because I didn't do anything that I felt was wrong. So I'm actually, in the universal sense, being given divine justice, but I'm having to go through this ridiculous drama of having to front up so that they can approve me in their own way to be myself, which is a ballet of stupidity. I wish I could smoke a lot of ganja right now, but I have to be reasonably straight to get into that court, and I'm not happy, and I'm car sick. I'm pleased I'm getting to put this on film. There's a lot of brothers and sisters out there in the world right now going, yeah, Lige, fuck 'em, man, we've all had enough. Well, that's what I'm talking about. I'm over it. Let's fix this fucking planet, because this shit sucks.
No U-turn, they say.
Fuck it. You know where the courthouse is, mate? Fuck, where's the courthouse? That way. It's over there. Courthouse is that way.
Oh, come on. No fucking right turn. Jesus. No, left turn.
What's this?
There's the courthouse.
There's the courthouse. Judges and your fucking barristers and your fucking bullshit. This is what I'm doing, people. This is the good fight. This is one for all the people that smoke ganja out there. All the people that fucking don't like this system because it's not fair. They lie to us. They've been in contact with aliens since 1947 and they lie. They keep it secret and they keep us prisoners. And I've got to dance with the government. So here we go. The end result is that under section 32 of the criminal code, I should be able to apply for exemption due to episodal delusional psychosis. In other words, I see spirits, and that should, according to my lawyer, now qualify me to be no longer in a position to be accountable for my actions because I'm not the way the government says I should be, and because I have a carer and this mental disposition, I should now be in a position, according to my solicitor, to see the doctors and get government certification, and all being well, I'll then be free. After a year of going to brothels 3 times a day and using limousines to go to the shop to buy milk and running this massive ganja empire and escaping with motorbikes and 4-wheel drives and thousands of dollars and pounds of dope, and everybody else was busted and in jail for their own stupidity. Some aliens came into my room and they took me away to a place that was under the ground in the earth somewhere. And they took me to this large subterranean cavern, and there was an abandoned hospital made of concrete and bricks like from the 1940s with a cement polished floor, but no furniture, just a mattress. And they laid me down on this mattress and they strapped me down. And when I asked them why they were strapping me down, they said, "So you don't hurt yourself when you thrash." I said, "Why am I going to thrash?" And then one of the girls laughed. There was this thundering voice. And this panel opened up in the wall. And the voice said, "You dare laugh at me?" And all the aliens ran out of the room and left me tied to this fucking mattress. And out through the hole in the wall came the biggest motherfucking spider you've ever seen in your goddamn life. This thing was 5 feet long and stood about 3 feet tall. It looked like the cross between a tarantula and a funnel web. Had 2 of the biggest fucking fangs I've ever seen in my life, and it walked up beside me. And I'm screaming my guts out. I'm looking down at these fucking eyes in this fucking spider. And all them hairs and shit, man, oh. And it lifted one of its legs, and it put its leg across on my shoulder. I'll never forget it. And I screamed for hours, puking,
all the horrors from the bowels of the fucking universe were shown to me. All the terrible things that were ever done anywhere. I watched them all, lived them and felt them, and when this process was finished, they took me and they untied me and they took me to this room and they tucked me into a bed, and the girl that laughed at me was very upset. She had her head down like she'd been chastised, and she nursed me back to health, and then they brought me back to this house, and it was 24 hours later, but it seemed like days. It was about the 25th of March, and just as I'm about to fall asleep, I wake up, or sit up, to a blazing plasma-like fire leaping from the outline of a man who looks like Jesus. And I get up, and I'm looking at this blazing figure, and I said, "Is that you, Jesus?" And he reached out, and he drew a circle, and he turned it into like a pentacle, and he put a circle around it, so it was like the Star of Venus, but with a circle around it. And it was made out of like white fire in the night, because it was dark in my room because I turned the light out and I was in bed. So there's this white fire pentacle, and he made it with his finger in the thing, and he reached out, and the book of Revelations, it says, "I'll give you a white stone with a name that only you know." And he put this white star on my head right here, and when I closed my eyes I could still see it for 3 days. And he put this thing on my head, and it burnt, and it was warm, but it didn't like burnt scorch as in it was like it, there was this feeling. And he said, "Thou art Master Teacher, Archangel Lucifer." I stood there, I looked at him, and then he vanished. I, by my enemies, by the servants of Yahweh, by the Dark Lords, have been presented as the devil, as somebody who wants to be God. I don't want to be God. Never did. I just don't want the Dark Lords to be God. Every time I've talked to God, he's always been so beautiful that he can't understand why people would enjoy being cruel. He doesn't seem to get his head around it. He has trouble with these notions, like Jesus. Jesus has troubles with that too. But Lucifer doesn't have any trouble with that. You rape my planet. You rape my brothers and sisters and their children. And I will get you. I will. And this planet is going to be beautiful if it's the last thing I do. I've had enough of this bullshit. I've had enough of this hypocrisy. And it's going to change. And all of you are going to use your love to help me, and we're going to do it in a non-violent way. No killing. Just with the power of love. And one last thing. In the book of Revelations, it talks about what will happen when 144,000 light beings, light warriors, come to one spot, all hold hands and all sing the same song and think of the same notion of beauty. Something happens at that point. 144,000 is an extremely important number. Physics takes place, maths takes place. A love bomb goes off, and the ripples of all the energy spread out from the center and change shit. So I need 144,000 of you to be full of love and come here and join with me and set off the love bomb. The Bible says it will work. The maths says it will work. I think it will work. Are you going to help me? If I build heaven on earth, will you come? We'll see.
Dum diddy dum diddy dum diddy dum day. So dum diddy dum diddy dum diddy dum day. Ain't got no troubles any day. I've got a song to keep my troubles away. I play some music, sweet, sweet music. Play some music, sweet, sweet music, yeah. Dum diddy dum diddy dum diddy dum day. Dum diddy dum diddy dum diddy dum day. No Monday, no Tuesday, no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I eat good food, I smoke good weed to keep my soul alive. I play some music, sweet, sweet music. I play some music, sweet, sweet music, yeah. Dum diddy dum diddy dum diddy dum day. Dum diddy dum diddy dum diddy dum day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I play some music, sweet, sweet music. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I play some music, sweet, sweet music. Dum diddy dum diddy dum diddy dum day. Dum diddy dum diddy dum diddy dum day. If you can talk, then you can sing. If you can walk, then you can dance. If you can talk, then you can sing. If you can walk, then you can dance. You can dance over here, you can dance over there. You can dance over here, you can dance over there. Dum diddy dum diddy dum diddy dum day. Yeah. Good man. Yes, I. Respect.
Today is the 22nd of June 2008. I'm in Nimbin, Australia. It's the day of the Red Galactic Serpent. And the home of my friends and I, and all our children, has been attacked by a gang with a bomb, a homemade device that's just blown up. We all ran for our lives. It blew up right beside a little tiny baby. I reported to the police 3 days ago that I had evidence of major crime and that I was punching on to protect people here, and I've seen no detectives. I've had no response. I've repeatedly called them. I've repeatedly asked for them to come. I've received no protection at all. None whatsoever. I was assaulted in the street this morning. It was a king hit from the side, and when I shaped up for a fair fight, nobody wanted to fight me. They wanted to offer me down the back where the cameras weren't, so they could gang up on me and kick me to death in multiple numbers. Nobody wants to fight fair. You see, that's what we're facing here. It's not a fair fight. It's multiple individuals, 30 to 40 individuals in a warlike situation. We've just received a message they've declared war on us.
This firework-looking device, what I thought it was a firework at first, but I can tell that it was a device, homemade sort of device. Lands down there, sparking, looking. Everyone starts running, and I was just sitting there like frozen, like looking, going, what? Bang! It went. Incredible explosion. My ears are still got. I can still feel them. They're not damaged, but like at the time it was like.
You know, in terms of the only people here that have actually ever really fought a full-scale battle, I'm the only one, and Justin's gone down south and he won't be back for a week. And he's hopefully going to bring some help. And I miss him.
And is this really about a turf war, in the fact that these guys are, feel that you're getting business that they could have, and if you weren't here, that they would?
They mistreat, kill, rob, bash, stand over their customers. Their customers come to us, and then they get upset at us for stealing customers. Go figure.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else you want to touch on?
I would really love it if a ballsy... Actually, I know why. I've always dreamt of doing this, and now's my chance. I've just thought of it. Here we go. There is only one reporter, only one serious news person in this entire country that I trust. Mary Costakitas. I need your help, Mary. Come to Nimbin, Mary. I got a story for you, baby. I hated the way they treated you at SBS. And I need your help, Mary. I respect you. You're a goddess. All the other reporters lie and they got no principles. But you are a true sayer, Mary. I need your help. Really.
Yeah, do you want to see where it landed? So, see what it comes to? Swords. This is how the police have just told me, right? Police have told me I'm on my own, right? They've told me the detectives are probably not coming. They've told me they can't do a damn thing. So when the gang comes over my fence tonight, I got floodlights aimed in their eyes. I'm going to stand here. I expect them to abuse me. And this is where I'm going to face. And I'm hoping with these two swords that if they throw projectiles, I'll be able to duck behind the corner. But as they come through, it's only one at a time, see? Now I think it was the 300 Spartans that did this type of approach. If you limit 30 or 40 gang members down to a narrow approach, they can only come through one at a time. And the police won't help me. So, you know, I'm forced now to be in a situation that I have to leave it till the last possible second now. Like I can't be stabbing out at my enemy. I've just got to be threatening as possible, and if they come through at the last possible minute when I've got no choice and I'm backed into a corner, I'm going to have to stab somebody, I think. I hope they don't come through. I really pray they don't. But that's what it is now, you know? That's what it is.
I've got something else to say about the police here. Yous are fucking paid off, you mongrel fucking cunts. Everyone knows yous are paid off. Stick it up your ass.